Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Hello, Dr. Roberts here. Just came out of the laboratory here at the Perpejulant Institute. And what great work we're doing in the laboratory. And that's why I want to talk to you today, because we've made a decision, and it's based on research, a lot of research. And we are going to actually develop and release a set of core competencies for humans to work better with advancing technologies. Specifically those intelligent, intuitive technologies surrounding artificial intelligence, machine learning, and how that will also work hand in hand with us as we progress further into the nature of work, as we define what the nature of work will be. And so we are looking for a published book on this particular principle with some others, and we're hoping to attract the likes of HarperCollins and others who are interested in the field of experimental psychology and the creation of what we've been able to put together, really amidst the insurgence of all the advancing technologies which have been taking place over the last 5 years, really aggressively. And we have a newly defined set of core competencies for the fourth industrial revolution, and we're calling them the Perpetual core competencies. Now, we believe core competencies are really evolving into coping skills. That's right, coping skills. Humans have to cope. We have to cope with the new environment. We have generational workers. The last of the baby boomers are retiring. And what does that leave us? That leaves us with the Gen Xers and the millennials. And so the landscape of the workers making the contribution is also changing. And so we need to start thinking about behavior, but behavioral skills. And we need to have very tacit, defined skills development components. And that's really what the Perpetual Institute, it does. That's what we specialize in. You know, knowledge versus wisdom. We've heard that before. Knowledge, you can actually learn that through education, right? Increase your knowledge. Wisdom, it can be derived from your own personal life experiences. But what I do know, and what I have been working with for years, for at least a couple, 2 or 3 decades, is brain mapping. We are going to be using brain mapping technology, plotting components of where we can develop necessary mapping components that humans can study to actually deliver results, and deliver results relative to the type of work that we're going to be doing in the future. Very equivalent to the algorithms that are used to program AI or machine learning. Brain mapping will be another such tool, which is absolutely fascinating. It's a new functionality. And the difference between the robots in humans or AI in humans, it comes down to the anatomical components of humans, and really specifically to mental acuity. That's right, human mental acuity. And one of the core competencies, I will let you know right now, is reactive impulses. And really, when I talk about reactive impulses, that's derived from experience. So in some cases, we are going to create turnkey experiences as a new reference point for humans. So depending upon the actual individual, they may leverage these turnkey components to drive the actual turnkey experience that is a direct link, a direct match to the type of work that needs to be done working with machines. So do we believe we can train impulsive repositories through brain mapping? Absolutely. We believe we can. Remember, Perpetual Institute is really etched in the work of B.F. Skinner, who studied Thorndike. And so from a perspective of operant conditioning, which Skinner really researched, we are also looking at making the contribution in this area. Now, here are the 7 core competencies, just so you know. And we'll give you more information in future YouTubes and future podcasts. The competencies really are dwarfing what were the legacy core competencies. You may have heard of Lominger in the past and his core competencies, and I believe there were 67 of those. They really applied to a working environment gone by. That working environment has transcended. It no longer exists. And so we felt very proactive in our research and looking at these 7, and they are reactive impulses. Number 2, not in chronological or sequential order, intuitive logic. Intuition has a lot to do with being human, right? Thought suppression. What thoughts need to be suppressed when we're working through high quality decision-making components with intelligent technology? Reactionary behaviors. We need to be able to really calm some of those reactionary behaviors so that the best output can be delivered. Spontaneous logic. A lot of spontaneity is involved in human thinking, okay? And then of course neural inhibitors and enablers. This falls right into the field of neuroplasticity, of how the brain learns or relearns, okay, based on repetition. So we'll be looking at what are the inhibitors and what are the enablers relative to the type of work we believe will be part of the workforce of the future. And the last is predictive analysis. Listen, I know I've delivered a lot to you today, but remember these 7. These 7 will be in a tree format, meaning each one will sit at the top of the pine tree, if I could use the pine tree as an example. And below that will be the branches or the ecosystem that supports that core competency. This is Dr. Roberts talking to you from the Perpejulant Studios here in Southern California. I'm looking forward to sharing more with you in the future. Until next time, thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon.